What is going on, online fitness coaches? Welcome to another episode of the Change Lives Make Money Online Trainer podcast. This is the #1 show for online fitness coaches who are trying to grow a successful online business. In today's episode, we're going to be talking about social media apps. We're going to be talking about the different apps that you can be using to help you grow your coaching business. And I'm going to give you guys my opinion on which apps are the most important for you guys to be on as online fitness coaches. Now, before we get into this episode, I really think it's important that I cover this because when you guys see me on social media, you guys see me on, like right now, you guys, I'm on LinkedIn, YouTube, the podcast app, TikTok, Clubhouse, Facebook, and Instagram. So as an online fitness coach that sees that type of behavior, it's easy to compare yourself to me, especially if you're in the 10K Coaching Academy. And obviously, like, your goal is to kind of like follow my lead. It's hard because you guys like want to master all these apps and you want to do all these things. And then when you look at like my behavior on social media, you're like, okay, I want to imitate what Brian's doing. But if you do that, oftentimes you'll catch yourself overwhelmed. Out of curiosity, the online coaches that are listening right now, how many of you guys have felt overwhelmed because there's so many different apps that you guys can be on that you don't know what apps you need to be on? It's like you hear all these different online coaches like on signing clients on LinkedIn or signing clients on Clubhouse or signing clients on TikTok. And you're like, okay, that's cool. But like, you have no idea where to start. Like, what apps do you start with? Like, how do you get started? Like, where, like, and you know, if everyone's talking about Clubhouse, do you just abandon everything that you're doing and go over to Clubhouse? Or if people are blowing up on TikTok, do you just abandon everything you're doing on Facebook and Instagram and go over to TikTok? Like, where do you start as an online fitness coach? And what apps should you be focusing on if you want to grow a coaching business? So let's get into it. These are my top 5 apps in order that I think you guys should focus on if you want to grow a successful online coaching business. Number 5. Number 5. We're going to go backwards. The fifth top 5 app to grow your online coaching business on social media right now is LinkedIn. Now, LinkedIn is a super, super powerful professionals. They're serious. And the platform is a lot less of like, you know, like buddy, bro. And it's more professionals that are like on the app. And like most of the people that are on LinkedIn know exactly what they're looking for. And so if you're an online coach and you're in the DMs with a prospect on LinkedIn, it's like that conversation is a lot more serious and direct versus, you know, conversations on TikTok might not be as serious, and conversations on Instagram are a little bit more chill and relaxed. So the conversations on LinkedIn tend to be more high level, and the caliber of clients that you end up getting on LinkedIn end up being a lot more high level. The problem with learning LinkedIn for those people that are new and like want to try out the platform is it's a lot different than Facebook, and it's a lot different than Instagram. It actually took me a good like 3 to 5 months to master the platform because it looks so different. Like the way that the newsfeed is laid out looks significantly different. The way that you like search for posts is significantly different. And the hard part about LinkedIn, especially at first, online coaches, is it can be a slow fucking grind. Like if you're new to LinkedIn, getting your posts seen at first can be very challenging. And unfortunately on LinkedIn, like you can literally post for like 30 days sometimes and get like, you know, very, very, very minimal engagement. And when I say very minimal, I mean like 1 to 2 likes on all your posts. So LinkedIn is 100% a slow play. And that's why it's my 5th app on the list for online coaches. Do I think that it's like one of the apps that you should add to your repertoire? 100%, especially if you're not on the platform. I think that it can be really beneficial. But would I start at LinkedIn? Absolutely not. I would start looking into LinkedIn once you guys like go through the other series of apps that I'm going to talk about on this list. So number 5 on my top 5 social media apps for online fitness coaches, if you guys want to grow a business, is LinkedIn. So LinkedIn is number 5. You guys want to take some guesses at number 4? What's number 4? If LinkedIn's number 5, what do you guys think number 4 is? Let's take some guesses. I'm going to take some guesses. In your head, I want you to think about what you think number 4 is right now for social media. Number 4 for social media for growing your online coaching business is Clubhouse. Clubhouse for me right now is number 4. And I'll tell you why Clubhouse is number 4. I think Clubhouse might climb on my list over time, but the reason that Clubhouse is number 4 for me is Like the Clubhouse, don't get me wrong, like the potential for growth right now is massive on Clubhouse. I really do think like the potential to grow on Clubhouse is very big. Speaking up in rooms that are like, big that aren't yours is a really good chance for you guys to grow your following. The downside of Clubhouse for me is like, and for those of you guys that don't know what Clubhouse is, let's do a quick like 67-second summary. Clubhouse is a live voice app. So essentially it's you can join rooms that people are hosting, and let's say the room is about like entrepreneurship or like weight loss or whatever. So you join the room, there's a group of moderators, it can be like 1 to 5 to 10 different moderators. And then there's people in the audience. And the people in the audience can raise their hand if they have something to say. And so Clubhouse, the potential on the app is big. And I do think that it has potential to surge over the course of the next 2 to 3 months, especially once it gets released to Android. The downside of Clubhouse for me is that it takes a significant amount of time. Because even for the chance to speak, like if you're hosting your own room, that's dope, but you're not going to have a lot of followers at first when you start the app. So that's the downside. And so if you want to speak up in a bigger room, like a bigger room to get more followers, like you have to sit there and you have to wait your turn. And so the downside for me on Clubhouse is that like there's a lot of potential on Clubhouse and it is huge. The downside for me is that it takes a significant amount of time. So you do have to sit there and you do have to like wait your turn and you do have to be patient in rooms. And one of the upsides of Clubhouse though that I really do think is cool is that you can learn a lot and you develop really deep and meaningful connections. I know for me personally, I've gotten to know a lot of my clients on a deeper level because of Clubhouse. Just getting the chance to have conversations like with clients like Mike McDonald, who comes to all my Clubhouse rooms and he always has a conversation with me. So that's the really, really cool part about Clubhouse is you get a chance to connect with people on a deeper, intimate level. But the downside of Clubhouse is that it does take a lot of time. And so if you're a new online fitness coach that's trying to grow your business, you do have to spend out a couple hours. And I would recommend spending a couple hours in rooms per day. And so you do have to be prepared to put that time investment into it. But I do think that the potential on Clubhouse is huge. And because the potential on Clubhouse is huge, I'm putting Clubhouse at number 4 on my list of social media apps. So Clubhouse would be number 4 on my list of social media apps. All right. Number 3. What do you guys think number 3 is? Out of curiosity. If you're an online coach right now tuning in, what do you think is number 3? Number 3 on list of social media apps for online fitness coaches. What do you guys think it is? Number 3 is, drumroll please, TikTok. TikTok's number 3. Yep. TikTok is number 3. Guys, the upside on TikTok is massive, like massive. And TikTok is by far the biggest chance to go viral right now and like blow up on social media. So like the upside of TikTok right now is huge. It's the biggest chance to get seen by the most amount of people. There's not another social media. Like, actually, that's not true. There's only one other social media platform where you have a chance to go that viral right now. But for me, TikTok, the upside is massive. It's the biggest chance to go viral. It's the biggest chance to get seen by the most amount of people. The reason it's number 3 and it's not number 1 is that the DMs suck on TikTok. The DMs suck on TikTok. Maybe at some point in the future, people will get more accustomed to using the TikTok DMs and the platform will become much more like user-friendly when it comes to the DMs. But maybe part of the reason that I think the DMs suck right now is because people aren't used to DMing on TikTok, and that's not why they're on the platform. Like most people are on the TikTok platform to, watch videos. It's kind of like if YouTube came out with a messaging feature, like you don't go to YouTube to message people, you go to YouTube to watch videos. And so it's the same thing on TikTok. Like you don't go to TikTok to DM people, like people go to TikTok to watch videos. And because of that, DMing, like for online coaches, one of the things that we have to do is we have to DM our prospects. And so DMing your prospects on TikTok is possible, but it's more challenging. And that's why it's number 3, not number 1. The upside is massive. You can go viral really, really easily. Like the amount of like clients that I have that have gone from like Darren Robinson, for those of you guys, he's been on a previous podcast of mine, went from 0 to 150,000 followers in like 3 months. So the upside is huge, but the DMs suck. And because the DMs suck, that's why it's number 3 for me and not number 1. So TikTok would be my 3rd social media app for online fitness coaches that are trying to go successful in their business. Okay, so now we're getting to number 2. Numero dos. What is number two, the second social media app for online fitness coaches? What do you guys think it is? Number two. Numero dos. Number two. The number two social media app for online fitness coaches that are trying to grow a successful online business is Facebook. Guys, everyone's on Facebook. Everyone's on Facebook. It's an intimacy-based platform. It's been around forever. Like number two is Facebook. And the reason I say Facebook is because like your group will be on Facebook. So if you're an online fitness coach and you want to like run challenges, or you want to have a Facebook community and you want to have a place where people can feel intimately connected to you, then one of the things that I recommend in my coaching program is that you start a Facebook group. And so your group will be on Facebook, and that's why it's number two. And it's super, super important for you to be a presence on the platform of Facebook when you're running a community on Facebook. So I think that Facebook is extremely important for your business, and I think it's number two. So if you're a newer online fitness coach, like you need to make sure that you have like an authoritative presence on Facebook. You're delivering value on Facebook. You've got a Facebook community. You've got like, you're going live on Facebook. You're posting social proof on Facebook. Like you've got to make sure that your Facebook is like, looks good. It's beefed up, because people are going to look for you on Facebook. Everybody's on Facebook. People are going to look for you on Facebook. And of course, like when you look at like Gen Z, so Gen Z is the generation that's younger than us. It's kind of weird when I think about like, I'm a millennial and there's Gen Z now, and Gen Z is like the younger generation, like the 16, 17, 18-year-olds. Of course, they're not on Facebook. Well, some of them aren't on Facebook, but Gen Z is also not the people that are purchasing shit, right? Like Gen Z is on TikTok, which is cool. But most people that are, 25 plus are on Facebook, because we were around when Facebook came out. And so if you want to reach like consumers that have money, like you should be on Facebook. Like Facebook is very important, especially for like, I don't know about you guys, but like there might be some of your moms that have TikTok. Like if we're talking like the 25-year-olds, like my mom is like 45, 50. Some of our moms have TikTok, but all of them have Facebook. You understand what I'm saying? So Facebook, everybody's on Facebook. Your group will be on Facebook. So you need to master that platform, and you need to make sure that you're a presence on that platform. So Facebook is number two on this list. Now let's talk about number one. And I actually had a call with Cole about this before this podcast. And when I told him I was doing the top 5 social media apps, he's like, what's number one? And I was like, number one is Instagram. And he's like, Instagram? He's like, what do you mean Instagram? He's like, but like TikTok. And so I explained to Cole, I'm like, okay, so, Cole is starting to get more clients that are coming to him now to join the 10K Academy. And previously, like most of the clients had come to me, and then they joined the Academy, and then they're coached inside of the Academy. But more clients have been coming to Cole. And I asked Cole, I'm like, where do the clients come to you from? He's like, well, they find me on TikTok. I'm like, right, but where do they contact you? He's like, they contact me on Instagram. I was like, exactly. And that's why Instagram is number one. Guys, every social media app funnels to Instagram, except for LinkedIn. So like Clubhouse funnels to Instagram, right? Like in your Clubhouse has a link to send to your Instagram. A TikTok, guess what? There's an opportunity for you to connect your TikTok to your Instagram. All these social media apps like funnel to Instagram. And so that's why Instagram is number one. And let's talk about TikTok, right? So TikTok's number 3 on the list. TikTok is the biggest chance for you guys to go viral, right? There's like the upside is massive. It's the biggest chance to go viral. But guess what Instagram did? Instagram came out with Reels because they saw that TikTok was a big opportunity. And so they came out with Reels, and they're trying to compete with Reels. So Instagram is rewarding users who are using Reels and giving them massive exposure. You guys want to hear a crazy story? So my photographer, his name is Braden Stanley. You guys can look him up on Instagram. Braden Stanley on Instagram, BradenStanley. I might be Braden J. Stanley, but it's Braden Stanley on Instagram. He went from, so he was at 7,000 followers 8 months ago. He started posting 3 Instagram Reels every single day for the last 6 months. He had one of his Instagram Reels get to 75 million views, and now he's at 150,000 followers. I'm going to do that. Let's say that one more time. My buddy, Braden Stanley, he started posting 3 Instagram Reels every day for the last 6 months. He had one of his Instagram Reels get to 75 million views. He went from 7,000 followers to 150,000 followers on Instagram. I have a question for you, online coach. If you went from 7,000 followers to 150,000 followers, what do you guys think that would do for your business? it would fucking explode. It would explode. So the reason Instagram is number one, you guys, is it's a universal platform, right? So everybody's on Instagram. Like everybody has an Instagram account. Whether or not they use it, everyone has one. A lot people are way more comfortable with Instagram DMs than anything else. Instagram and Facebook DMs would be like the two probably most comfortable DMs places, as in like they're intimacy based places. Like Instagram is where I DM my friends. Instagram is where I DM my or Facebook is where I DM my parents. Right. So they're very intimate platforms. Like people are used to having conversations in Facebook and Instagram. And that's why it's good for online coaches, because we want to be where people are having conversations, because our goal is to book calls through conversations. So if we're online coaches, Instagram and Facebook will be the two platforms that we should master. Like there's Instagram DMs, there's Instagram Reels. It's just the highest potential in across the board to help you guys grow your coaching business. It's the most important platform to be on is Instagram. Most important, 100%, hands down. So how do we take this information and digest it and like implement it into our coaching business? Because, you know, you guys have heard our podcast where we're talking about getting on TikTok, et cetera, et cetera. And I think that like, it's partially my fault because I'm so consistent with Facebook and Instagram automatically. They're almost like habits for me. Like I don't think about going live on Facebook and Instagram anymore. I don't think about posting on Facebook and Instagram anymore. It's just like a habit. It's just something I do every single day, no matter what. Like, and I'm never counting how many likes I'm getting or how many followers each post is getting. I'm just like consistently posting 3 to 5 times a week. Actually, no, I'm posting 5 times a week. So here's what I think you guys should do if you're an online trainer that's listening to this podcast right now is focus on Facebook and Instagram first. Like that's where you guys need to focus your energy first. And when I say Facebook and Instagram, like it's very easy to do everything you do on Instagram on Facebook, because every post that you write on Instagram, you can write on Facebook. It's the exact same. You literally copy the caption, you paste it, or you can literally connect, like link your accounts on Facebook and Instagram, and then everything you post to Instagram, you post to Facebook automatically. So I would master those platforms first, right? Getting consistent on Facebook and Instagram first, getting consistent on your stories first, like getting good at writing content on Facebook and Instagram first, getting on Reels first. Like that's what I would recommend doing. Once you're consistent on Facebook and Instagram and you've done that for like 30 to 60 days, that's when I would add another platform. And the next platform that I would add would be TikTok. So once you're consistent with Facebook and Instagram, that's where you're like, okay, I'm going to start with TikTok. I'm going to get on TikTok. I'm going to start posting consistently. I'm going to get better at, you know, doing videos and et cetera, et cetera. That's where I'd start with TikTok. And then once you're comfortable with TikTok and you're used to it, and it's pretty easy for you to create content, then we can start getting into Clubhouse, and getting on Clubhouse, getting on rooms, et cetera. And guys, I'm like, this list may change in the next 2 months because maybe Clubhouse comes out and everybody jumps on Clubhouse, and then we shift and we adjust. And that's part of life, right? Like, you know, if you would have asked me a year ago, I would have said Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn. But then TikTok came out and now I'm like Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Clubhouse, LinkedIn. So this is changing, but right now it's Instagram. So getting good at Facebook and Instagram first, then getting on TikTok, getting consistent with it. Once you're like consistent with it after like 30, 60 days as a part of your habits, then starting to experiment with Clubhouse, then getting on LinkedIn after you're good with Clubhouse. So it's like, this is one after the other. And honestly, full transparency, you guys, is if you're an online coach, I wouldn't even really think about getting on LinkedIn yet until you get to the level where you can hire virtual assistants to help you with your coaching business. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, then that's like a 10K mastermind thing that we teach you guys how to do. But if you're in the 10K Academy and you're listening to this right now, I would recommend getting good on Facebook and Instagram. Once you're good on Facebook and Instagram and you're consistent with content and lives, then getting on TikTok. Once you're consistent with TikTok and it's pretty easy for you to create videos, then getting on Clubhouse consistently. And then, you know, down the line, you can look at LinkedIn. That would be my recommendation. Now, I think where online coaches get confused and they get mixed up is they take all these social media apps and they're trying to get good at all of them all at once. So they're like trying to post on Facebook and Instagram 5 times a week, and they're trying to go live 5 times a week, and they're trying to post 3 TikToks a day, and they heard that Clubhouse is good, so they're trying to get on Clubhouse. Like, slow down, like slow way down. And remember that we're always running our own race, right? It's always about like, how can we make steps forward? So if you're consistent with Facebook and Instagram now, good. Why don't you try doing a couple live streams? You're doing a couple live streams and you're on Facebook and Instagram. Now you can get on TikTok, and everything you post on TikTok, you can post as a reel, right? So just take it one step at a time. Cool. So hopefully this was helpful, you guys. This was my opinion on the top 5 social media apps for online fitness coaches right now. Again, in order, number 5 is LinkedIn. Number 4 is Clubhouse. Number 3 is TikTok. Number 2 is Facebook. And number 1 is Instagram. Thank you so much for tuning in, guys. Hopefully you got some value. I hope you guys have the best day of your entire life, and we will talk to you soon. Peace.